Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video will be a full body flow using our fitness circle, or how I like to refer to it as the ring of fire. Let's get started. I'm going to start seated onto my carriage facing my foot bar. Have your ring and load up your springs pretty heavy so that carriage is locked into the stopper. I'm going to roll down, come lying, head into that headrest. And we're going to start with some bridging, warming up that spine, the glutes, and the whole posterior chain. So bring the legs up, thread your feet through the ring. I'm going to put mine right above my knees, and my arches are going to come onto my foot bar. Already, I'm having a slight press away onto that ring, so finding resistance on the outer thighs of my legs. Get nice and comfortable. I'm going to place my triceps down into my carriage, so nice and wide in that chest. My arches are on. Taking my deep inhale, I'm going to start to tuck my pelvis, so I'm pushing my waistline up towards the ceiling and then rolling my spine all the way up into a bridge. From here, melting it back down, and I'm really articulating in my spine. So one vertebra at a time rolls up, peeling off that carriage, creating length at the top, and then slowly melting it back down, starting with my upper spine, mid, lower, tailbone settles heavy. And keep going, finding that breath, pressing away on that ring. Make sure you're staying wide in that chest and finding a little bit of space between chin and chest. So if you catch yourself crunching, don't do that. Keep the head down, gaze up towards that ceiling. Already this feels really good on the spine, finding some space. Whether you stand a lot in the day, sit a lot in the day, our spine needs this articulation. Finding mobility, keeping it nice and lubricated. We're here for a few more. Rolling up, even pressure in those arches. Push the knees away from you. You're creating one long line at the top, deep stretch in those hip flexors. Really squeeze that pelvis, tuck the glutes, melt it back down. And again. Scoop, round, peel, roll up. Deep breath at the top. Melt it all the way back down. Deep tuck of that pelvis, tailbone hits. All right, last one. We're going to meet at the top on this next one. No rush. Pause at the top. You're in your high bridge. I'm going to pulse out onto that ring now for 8, 7, stay lifted, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt it back down. Good. So now that we're a little warmed up, find a rotation. And we're going to take those heels on now. So heels are on the foot bar. Make sure that ring is nice and centered of the body. Push the triceps down again, opening up that chest. Deep inhale. We're going to roll up again, articulating that spine. A little bit more here. Just felt too good on that last set. Melt it back down. Lots of control in that whole posterior chain. So all the muscles in your back, down your glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, all working together. Really good for decreasing low back pain. Deep stretch in that low back. And again, roll up, pause at the top from here. Press actively out onto your ring, but we're going to pulse the glutes now. So up an inch, down an inch, squeeze and tuck. Small little release. 8, 7, 6, 5, strong core, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt it down. And reset. Good. So we're gonna spice it up a little bit, getting into our flat back this time. So really engaged abdominals for this. It's spinal stability. Deep inhale, scoot away from those shoulder blocks if you're starting to crunch a little bit. Open up that chest again. Deep inhale, we're gonna push and drive through our heels. Exhale, lift. Flat back, drop halfway down. Flexion in those hip flexors and squeeze to lift. So spine doesn't ever come down onto that carriage, just tucking from the glute. Nice and strong here. If you're feeling this in your low back, don't go so high. Check in with those abdominals. 8, 7, exaggerate that breath here. 6, press actively out on that ring. 5, here for 4, 3, push the weight down. 2, last 1, roll it down. And relax. Take that ring, give yourself a hamstring stretch. So I like to connect my toes and then push out onto it, holding onto the opposite end of, if it's the plastic or the rubber part, gives you a really nice hamstring stretch. So you can flex and point those feet. Always good to take a little break between bridges and get that stretch. Okay, we're gonna put that ring right back on where it was. Last set here, connecting the heels together now, and then they're still on that foot bar. So heels are connected, you're in that what we call Pilates V, external rotation. Deep inhale, driving those glutes up again. Flat back hinge, and drop. I need to fix this ring a bit, there we go. And lift. Halfway down, squeeze, lift. 8. Deep tuck of that tailbone. 7, 6, widen that chest for 5, here for 4, 3, 2, stay lifted. Butterfly those knees now, out and in. Not so much that you lose complete tension and resistance on that ring, just a little bit. Little butterflies. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. Good work. Okay, taking those toes down now on that foot bar. Wrap them around like a bird on a perch, I like to call it. So those toes are wrapped around your foot bar pretty good. This is gonna get a little deeper into those hamstrings. So again, don't go so high. If you get a hamstring cramp, take it down a notch, get back into those stretches, and then meet us when we're done, okay? Deep inhale. We're gonna roll up again, nice and slow, nothing quick here. Finding that high heel. So if the heels are down towards the well, lift them up like you're putting a high heel on. From here, roll the spine back down, don't drop the heels. So we're finding ankle stability. Lots of strength and control now. The carriage might want to push out here. Really think about pushing your weight down into that stopper. So pulling the heels in towards the sits bones. And again, rolling up within your range. Deep tuck, melt it down. Last one, meet me at the top on this one. Here we go. Scoop round, peel, roll up, pause. We're gonna drop the right heel down into the well. Left heel stays high. And lift. Ooh, carriage almost left me there. Now switch. Left heel down, right is up. And switch. Alternating here. You might feel or hear little snap, crackle, pops in those ankles. It's perfect, it's okay. It's just a release of pressure. As long as there's no pain associated, just alternating here. 8, stay high. 7, might get a little shaken. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels are high. Roll the spine all the way back down. Good. Take that ring out. One more hamstring stretch. That was a lot. Little pull. And then we're gonna connect the toes onto the foot bar again. Put the ring into your hands. I'm just gonna keep a nice overhead. So I'm looking through that ring. My wrists are stacked over my shoulders. My toes are on my foot bar. We're gonna get some good stretches in those calves. So press out onto your carriage. Springs are pretty heavy. And then you're gonna drop one heel down, bend opposite knee. Allow that calf to stretch. It's a tendon stretch. And switch. Nice and slow. One heel is towards the well. And switch. So we're finding that prance. And switch. I'm just holding this ring overhead. I have a slight press on it, so I'm really just activating my lat or my pecs a little bit. And switch. And you can speed it up however much you want. I like to actively pause into each one. Just gets a nice deep stretch in each calf. Some of the tightest muscles in our body, we need it. All right, I'm gonna pick up the pace just a little bit, prancing it out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Good. Okay. Scoot away from the shoulder blocks a bit. You're still going to be lying down for a little bit longer. We're going to get into our ab series now. Okay, so this is where Ring of Fire comes into play. So I'm going to push the ring into my left knee, and my right elbow is going to chest lift up and connect into that foam part. So right elbow, left knee. So I'm finding an imprint in my spine right away. I'm going to take both hands behind my head, and the right leg now is going to come up to tabletop. My left foot is still on my foot bar. Actively pushing into that ring, engaging that oblique. We're going to kick that right leg out over the foot bar, back to tabletop. So you're just in that slight chest lift. Right leg kicks out, right back in. Left hand can always come down onto your carriage if you like that better. I like the support in my neck, so I'm going to keep both hands there. 10, 9, 8, actively push to that ring. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep it out in 1. Right leg sweeps up towards that ceiling and back down. I like to point my toes to lift, flex to lower. Little ankle articulation in those leg sweeps, pushing into that ring. 10, 9, 8, whoo, there's that shake. 7, 6, we're gonna hold it in 5, 4, 3, 2, last sweep. Right leg hovers over that foot bar, pulse into that ring now. 10, 9, 8, 7, this is where that shakes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt it down, relax. Whew. You can always take breaks in between that. If you don't, though, it is just like complete fire in the obliques and in the abs. So the ring is doing its purpose. We're gonna switch now. So left elbows into the foam part of that ring, pushing to my right knee. So opposite, opposite. We're gonna do the other side. Chest lift up, adjust where you need. I like both hands behind the head again. Then that left leg comes to tabletop. Kick out over that foot bar, right back in. It's a slight twist. Just a little rotation, enough to fire up those abs all the way down to the core. Here we go. 8, 7, 6. You can lower the head anytime. 5, but try and stay lifted. 4, 3, 2, out, hold it, sweep that left leg up, flex the foot to lower. Nice and long, 8, 7, push to that knee, 6, 5, check in with that ring, hold pressure, 4, pulses are coming in, 3, here for 2, 1, left leg to that hover, pulse that ring again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down. Whew. Okay, fired up already. Love it. Take a little inhale and we're gonna roll on up. Get off our back a bit. Now I'm gonna take off every spring except for one medium spring. On my reformer, that's a blue. Whatever one medium spring is on yours, just that one is there. Okay, I'm going to take my platform off. I'm going to tuck my toes underneath my safety strap, and I'm bringing my ring with me. Scoot to the very edge of your carriage so that medium spring is still somewhat light. You're going to start to press out a bit. That's okay. I like to connect my heels onto my platform so I'm able to flex my feet and really feel secure in that safety strap, okay? So heels are towards the edge, flex your feet, find what makes you feel secure. I'm towards the very edge. I'm reaching long with my ring now. So one hand on each side of the foam, getting nice and tall. Press that carriage halfway out, okay? So if you're into that stopper, press halfway out, hold it. Deep inhale. I'm gonna start to tuck that pelvis. So just like what we did in our bridging right now, tuck your pelvis, roll the spine all the way down. My shoulder blocks are in my way. I gotta scoot up. Let me reset. Scoop, roll, there we go. Lie the spine all the way down. Pushing into those heels now, tuck chin to chest, scoop, roll on up. Restack the spine. So we're getting into that roll down. Scoop, tuck, 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 roll. Lie it down. And tuck chin to chest. Shake, roll up. And again, tuck, 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 push into that ring, activate those pecs, all the way down, ring is overhead. Find that breath, deep inhale, tuck chin to chest, scoop those abdominals, roll up. So we're trying really hard to resist allowing that carriage to go back and forth on this. Try your best. It's gonna take a lot of control. It's definitely going to move a little bit, but just stay mindful that you're holding that position. And again, scoop, roll, restack. And roll it all the way down. Last one here. And again, roll on up. Stop halfway, pulse that ring. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll on up, bring it in. Good work. Okay, so I'm gonna put my ring down for a second. We're staying on that blue. We're gonna come kneeling now onto our carriage. So small little micro turn. Abs are warmed up, and I'm gonna scoot over to those shoulder blocks, grabbing my long strap, and ring is gonna come with me. So when you're ready, I like to hold the ring and the foam in the same hand. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can always latch it up onto your wrist and hold it this way. I feel like I have more secure here. So whatever works for you, we're gonna come kneeling all the way up. Finding that stabilized position. Diaphragm is in and up. We're gonna bring that ring overhead now. I like to call it my halo, and lateral flexion from here. Over towards that foot bar, restack. Challenge point is to keep that halo over the head the whole time. So don't let the arm lead and head is over the other way. Make sure it's following, leading with the spine. And again, I'm squeezing those inner thighs, drawing my diaphragm in and up, lateral flexion. And again, for 6, 5, 4, here for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it down right in front of the chest, little roll out. Okay, from here, we're gonna get into our rotation now. So the further away from the midline, the more challenging it gets, the heavier that medium spring will be. So squeezing onto that ring, we're gonna find rotation in the spine. Towards that foot bar, restack. Squeeze those glutes, try to square off the hips. Good. Ring is following chest. So if it needs to be small, let it be small. Deeper rotation in the spine. Nice and slow. And again. Challenging point here is the hip wants to come with. Really hard to disassociate. Try your best. Back into that oblique. Here for 6. 5. I have to be very mindful of it. 4. Hips are being bossy today. 3. We're going to hold that rotation in 2. Hold it. Draw that ring in towards the chest. Press right back out. Little bend and press with rotation. Squeezing that ring. Here we go for 6. Push the hips forward. 5. You got it. Nice and controlled. 4. 3. 2. Stay engaged. 1. Right back in. Little roll out. Nice job. Okay, we have one more here. Bring that ring back to overhead. We're gonna find a squat and we're putting that halo on now. So find that low squat. Drop that ring over the head. Squeeze, lift, overhead press. And again, drop. Glutes to a hover and press. Full body here, nice and tight with everything. Go slow. Good, and squeeze. 6. Nice and tight. Draw that navel in. 5. 4. 3. Good. Here for 2. And 1. Nice. Drop it down. Little roll out. Whew. The whole arm side of my body is on fire. Feels so good though. Okay. We're going to hang up that strap, and now we're going to be seated facing our headrest. So little break off our knees a bit, and then go long into that headrest. So legs are nice and long. Scoot up so you have a little bit of space behind you, and then we're gonna grab those straps again. Long straps it is. If you wanna go short, go short. I might switch between. We'll see how I feel. Listen to your body. Today my body says, long straps. Okay, so getting nice and tall, drop those shoulders all the time. Tuck the pelvis, okay? We're gonna go into a nice C curve. Arms will reach long. I'm gonna draw my elbows in for a row. Reach overhead now, long, finding extension. Restack from here. So if you need to watch that, I'm gonna do an example rep. Getting tall, reach long, pull the ring to the chest like you're going for a row, finding that C curve. Overhead reach long, doesn't have to be all the way within your range, and restack. Lots of abs, lots of spine, lots of upper body. And again, C curve, row, overhead reach, restack. It'll become more fluid. Row, C curve, overhead reach, restack. I am gonna go into my short straps. I want a little bit more tension. Okay, here we go. Back into it. Getting tall, C curve row. Overhead reach, restack. Push those calves into the headrest. Don't let them come up. That will be your hip flexors taking over. We're firing up those abs. Reaching long, so you're creating a wave with your spine again. Even pressure in those sits bones, long in the arms. Row, reach, gaze comes up, restack. This direction, 5 more. Big deep breaths. Nice control of that movement. 4. C curve is very important. 3. Here for 2. You got this. Looks easy, but far from. And 1. Good. Little roll out. Okay, now we're going to reverse it. So this is where it gets a little spicier. And we're going to reach long, get restacked in that spine. Reach overhead first, then C curve as you drop the elbows down, ring in front of face, then restack. So reversing the movement. Overhead reach. Drop the elbows. C curve. Restack. A little bit of a brain teaser. But that's okay. Our brains are muscles. They need to be worked. I always say Pilates is like 85% mental. A lot to think about. Better than a crossword, I say. My older clients love that. Okay, restack. Here we go. For 5. Good. Deep breath. Exaggerate it. 4. Bring it in. Here for 3. Whew, that shake is happening. 2. And 1. Restack. Nice job. Little forward fold. After you do lots of spine extensions, you always want to reverse. Lost my strap. Okay. Next up, crazy driver. So we're gonna hold that ring like a steering wheel right in front. I'm getting into the C curve once again, holding that ring nice and long, and I'm gonna rotate one side into that oblique from the waistline and to the other. So from that waist, rotating, those hips are gonna wanna come up as you rotate. Don't let them. Push the sits bones down. Reaching long. 8, 7, 6, deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, pause to this side and row. In rotation, hold it, row, in and out. 8, ooh, that shake. 7, embrace it. 6, 5, good, you got it. 4, see if you can lean a little farther. 3, into the other side in 2, and 1, reach long, rotate to the other side and row. 8, good. 7, squeezing that ring. 6, 5, 4, 3, good, keep going. Last 2, and 1. Center off, restack. Whew. I don't know if you think about your abs more or your upper body more when you're doing that. Okay, nice job. Hanging up that left strap, we're going to turn to the right now. So my back will be to you just a bit, but we're gonna do all that stuff on the other side. Okay, so grabbing onto my left strap, holding onto my ring, come kneeling, find your stance, squeeze those glutes, draw that tailbone down, diaphragm in and up. Okay, overhead reach, I have my ring, and lateral flexion. Keeping that halo overhead. Giving a nice little squeeze. Good, holding tension. 7, 6, squeeze those inner thighs. 5, ring is right overhead. 4, 3, deep stretch in that spine. For 2, and 1. Nice job. Drop it down, little roll out. And we're gonna go for that rotation. So reach that ring long in front of you, wherever it works for you. Rotate to the other side. And again, rotate. Squeezing those glutes, push the hips forward again. 7, 6, 5, deep rotation, you got this. 4, breathe. We're gonna hold it in 3, 2, stay tall. Rotate, draw that ring in towards the chest, press it away. Hello, obliques. Here for 7, 6, squeeze that ring. 5, it's no longer a circle. 4, make it an oval. 3, 2, and 1. Restack. Shake it out, shake it out. Hold on a little longer. We have those squats, overhead press. So bring that ring overhead. And then from here, you're gonna squat the glutes to a hover over those heels. Bring that ring down over the head, overhead press, squeeze. And drop, squat, overhead reach. And press. Nice and strong. Good, not here for long. Let's get 6 good ones. 5, doesn't take much. Strong core in that squat. 4. Here for 3. 2. And 1. Bring it down, roll it out. Great job. Hang up that strap. Okay. We're gonna come off to the side of our frame, of our reformer. I'm gonna pop my left foot up onto my shoulder block. I'm still holding my ring, staying on that blue. So right foot is down onto the floor. I'm gonna tuck my toes onto my shoulder block. Holding my ring just in front of my chest, I'm gonna find a deep lunge. Drive up from that heel. Right back down. Shift that weight. Push into the heel. Every time I'm squeezing that ring right in front of my chest. Knee is right over the ankle. Allow that chest to drop long. Giving that upper body a little bit of a break, getting into the glutes. Here for 8, 7, nice long spine. 6, here for 5, 4, 3, good, keep squeezing. 2, we're gonna hold that lunge, stay low, scooter that back knee now in and out. Make sure those abdominals are scooped. 7, 6, 5, 4, squeeze that ring. 3, everything's connected. 2, 1, halfway in that last scooter, up an inch, down an inch in that right glute. Little pulses, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Whew. Ouch. All right, figure 4, sit into it. I was squeezing that ring so hard. Trying to keep my mind off the burn of the booty. Okay, coming back, kneeling onto our reformer before we get into that other side. We're gonna get into the chest a little bit. Of course, bring your ring. Okay, grab onto both of those long straps. I'm gonna tuck my toes. Foam is on each side in your hand. We're gonna take that deep inhale, squeeze the ring, and when you're ready, we're gonna come up to kneeling, press that ring out. Squat to hover, draw that ring in, and press. And again. Good. Having that ring just totally activates those pecs, finds that connection in the upper body the whole time. Just a nice little element. Squeeze, tuck. Here we go. 6, speeding up the pace a little bit. 5, stay in control though, nice and precise. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in. Okay, we're gonna get into those triceps. Bring that ring overhead, make sure the straps are on the side of your arms. Bend the elbows, so that ring is gonna drop behind the head. I'm gonna stay in this kneeling position, and I'm gonna press that for that tricep extension. And press. If you want this a little heavier, go onto those short straps. Does feel a little light, but if I squeeze that ring a little deeper, that shake happens, more with intention of the movement. Bend. 8, 7, 6. You got it. Here for 5. Long through the crown of the head. 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Bring it in and hang it up. Okay. Back to the other side, shimmy on over. Right foot is now onto those shoulder blocks. Left foot is onto that floor. I'm gonna find my adjustment here. Bringing that ring in front of that chest again. We're gonna find our deep lunge. Square off those hips and lunge deep. Push through the heel. And lunge. Allow that chest to drop. Press. Good, for 8, 7, nice pressure on that ring. 6, pushing through that heel every time. 5, 4, here for 3, 2, stay low, scooter that knee, that back knee in and out. Scoop those abdominals. Don't let them hang out on the floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, stay in that deep lunge. 3, bend that left knee. 2, all the way out. Halfway in with that right knee. Pulses. Up an inch, down an inch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, drive it in. Whew, step off. Give it a little shake. Okay, I'm gonna set my ring down just for a second. We're gonna grab our boxes. So if your box is close by, please go ahead and go grab it. We're gonna bring it on over, and it's gonna go into short box position. So short box is on, nice and connected. And just put your ring off to the side for this next part. So from here, we're gonna load the springs back on. Doesn't matter which ones you have for now, just load them on so that that carriage stays locked into your stopper. We're gonna come side seated because we're getting into side overs. They hurt so good. Okay, so my foot's gonna go into my safety strap. I am seated on my right glute and my left leg is extended out into my safety strap. I'm gonna start by bringing my right hand down onto my headrest. So this puts me in that perfect lateral flexion position. This is your starting point. I have found that for some people, putting it under your foot bar instead is a little nicer on the hip. So if you've never done that before and this tends to irritate this area of your hip, maybe try that out, or you can just stay on that safety strap, okay? So I'm really squaring off my hips and I'm anchoring my toes forward, flexing my foot. My shin is long against my shoulder block, parallel, and top hand is behind the head. This is your lateral flexion position. This is where you start and end. So deep inhale, we're just gonna go for a nice little tap. So bottom hand, get strong, tap the head, drop. Spicing it up a little bit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab that headrest, take a second. So now you know what that feels like. If that's your first time doing side overs, they're no joke. So we're gonna get into the actual side over now. Top hand behind the head, reach bottom hand to the head, reach long towards the well, squeeze to lift. Nice and long. If this is too much, hands can go across the chest. And squeeze. 8, 7, 6, sometimes I reach for the floor, 5, whatever feels good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your frame, stretch. Best stretch after side overs. And come back up, flip around, face your foot bar. Both of those toes now are gonna be tucked underneath your safety strap. Scoot to the edge. Either connect your heels to the platform again, or you can bring your heels to the edge of your carriage, but deep flexion in those toes has to happen into the safety strap so you don't go anywhere. So wherever you like it and you feel secure, once again, listen to your body. All right, getting tall, nice and flexed. Draw that navel in, reach long, arms like a zombie. Tuck the pelvis, lean back into it, lift and lower from here. Slight tuck of that chin. Find that earthquake zone. Go back a little bit more. Deep exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're gonna hold it in 4, find that shaky zone. 3, 2, hold it, arms reach up and down towards that ceiling. If you weren't shaking before, you will here. 10, 9, stay scooped. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll on up. Whew, little stretch. Find rotation. Reach forward. And then we're gonna flip around, do the other side. So left shin is now onto your box. Right foot stays into that safety strap, just rotating over. And then reach for your headrest. Same exact thing, square off the hips, flex the feet, flex the foot. Okay, top hand behind the head. We're gonna start with those taps again. When you're ready, tap and drop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a second. One side always feels different. Once you're back into that position, here we go with the side over. Bottom hand behind the head. Reach into that well, squeeze to lift. Back to that starting position. 8, 7, 6, 5, strong from the front. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach for that frame, stretch. And come on up. We're gonna stay back onto just that medium spring, so everything else comes back off because we need the carriage to move again. So just back to your medium spring. And then we're gonna flip around and we're gonna lie prone onto that short box. So anchor the hips down, just enough. Feet go over the foot bar, hold onto that frame. So find that adjustment however you need to get there. We're gonna push the hips, the hip bones down into your box, draw the navel in. So you're almost feeling like that pelvic bone is really pushed down, okay? From here, we're gonna walk up our frame, grab onto our risers. So find your little adjustment here, and I'm holding onto each side of my risers. My legs are active, so squeeze those glutes. And I'm gonna pull up. Find that chest lift and extension. Drop it back down. Nice and long. Deep stretch in that lat, feels really good. And then pull up, hover that chest, pull the elbows in. Finding an extension. Right back down. And again, reach, hover. So try not to crank too much in the neck. You're getting longer, not taller. Core is strong here. Keep it out of the low back. Active legs. And back down. And pull. Feels really good. Nice extension in that spine. We need it. 7. 6. 5. 4. Good. Nice and slow on that return. 3. Here for 2. And 1. Good. Walk it back. Bring those knees down, slide it off, and always reverse from extension. Little folds. Okay, we're gonna get into a plank on our short box. So I'm gonna stay on that blue, a little bit more here, lots of abs today. Okay, forearm comes down. My left foot is gonna stay onto my box and I'm tucking my toes onto my foot bar. From here, forearms are gonna come down, start to press out onto that carriage a little bit, really wrap the toes. If you don't feel comfortable with this, keep the feet on the platform. You don't have to bring it to the foot bar at all for this. When you're ready, step back, push out into your plank. We're gonna hold this static plank for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees in, press right back out. Scooters. Drop the knees. And scooter. Scoop those abdominals. Here we go. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, drop the knees. And come to safety. Good. Little stretch. Okay, couple more things before we're on our way. Flip back around. facing that foot bar. We're gonna pop your right heel on, and the toes or the left foot is gonna stay onto the platform. Grab your foot bar, come to this kneeling position. We're gonna go back into a lunge, so send it deep out, finding a stretch, and we're just gonna scooter that back knee again, in and out. If you wanna pop your left heel up, just to elevate it a bit, you can do that. Just a little bit more here in the glutes and the legs. Deep breath. Try and stay light on the foot bar with your fingers. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, all the way out in 2, all the way out in 1. Hold it. Grab onto your foot bar. Bring the left foot behind you to meet the right. We're gonna pike. And back down. So pike those glutes up. Fold in half, right back down. Nice little transition into that other leg. Scooping around. 7, 6, 5, push away from those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send it back. Right foot meets platform. And scooter that back knee in and out. Get light on the fingers again. Staying low. 8, 7, 6,